Dear book lovers, dear friends, books play a crucial role in our life by introducing us to a world of imagination, providing knowledge and connecting us to the outside world, improving our reading, writing and speaking skills, as well as boosting memory and intelligence. The immense value of literature is more apparent now than ever before. Having lived under the shadow of COVID for more than a year, books have become essential. Reading stories helped us dealing with the stress and anxiety caused by a pandemic that has disrupted our lives. But behind every book, there is an author. The European Union Prize for Literature is a tribute to these authors, but also publishers and booksellers. Without them, we would be deprived of the joy of reading. The award, supported by the Creative Europe program, recognizes emerging fiction writers and helps those reaching wider audiences by supporting the translation and promotion of their works across borders. The prize highlights the unique richness and diversity of contemporary European literature. This year, 13 writers from 13 different countries will be awarded for their outstanding contribution to literature. It is therefore with great pleasure that I announce the laureates of the 2021 edition of the European Union Prize for Literature.
The European Union Prize for Literature is an annual initiative which in this 2021 edition has the support of the Portuguese Presidency of the Council of the European Union. This prize represents a vital dialogue between European cultures, celebrating the creativity and diversity of emerging writers from European literature. Therefore, I begin by thanking all the authors who competed and who, with their works, showed the talent, originality and diversity of our European literature. A prize is a permanent invitation for culture to happen. Awards are therefore partly recognition and merit, partly an incentive to writing and the development of an ever-growing community. The great tradition of orality that preceded the literary work in its written support has survived through this community. This is the main purpose of a prize, raising the debates and promoting the creation of a community of readers, listeners, critics, and spectators. As Gonçalo M. Tavares, one of the great authors of contemporary Portuguese literature, wrote, "The best way to respect an author is to do something with what he did. To respect is to continue as if it were a dialogue, a conversation. The perpetuity of a book, regardless of its support, rests on this dialogue." Literature is a plural community, not only because of the diverse forms and contents in which it presents itself, but because both those who write and those who read are necessarily part of it. Reading a book is reading a culture, immersing yourself in the gems of its written forms and always learning something new. There are only great literatures where the people are permeably to culture, recalled Miguel Torga, a 20th century Portuguese poet and writer. My congratulations to all the award-winning authors who thus become part of this honorable list of winners of the European Union Prize for Literature. May the imagination continue to make our reality better through its works and talents.
Hello, it is my pleasure to reveal the name of the laureate for Albania, Tom Kuka, for the book Flama, Calamity. The jury was convinced by the metaphor used by Kuka, which also comparable to the current situation worldwide.
I'm delighted to announce Aram Pacian as the winner from Armenia for his novel P.F. Written in more than 100 Pacianesque fragments, PF is challenging the boundaries of personal and fictional, telling us the story of a lonely Zen Buddhist in a patriarchal city space, trying to preserve the pieces of past from the fatality of future, combining the poetics of place with the freedom to fail. I hope you'll enjoy all the precious panels and the final forte of this wonderful novel as much as we did. Congratulations to all the winners.
It is my pleasure to reveal the name of the Bulgarian winner, Georgi Bardarov, for the book Absolute. The jury was impressed by the talent of the author to create tragic characters and to instill the idea of tolerance and forgiveness while describing the appalling events of the Holocaust and the Arab-Israeli conflict. Reading this novel ennobles the reader and makes him more tolerant. That's why the Bulgarian jury considers Georgi Bardarov the undisputed favorite for the European Prize for Literature.
We'd like to introduce this year's winner of the European Union Prize for Literature for Czech Republic, and it's Luce Paulerová for her novel Smrt Holka, which can be translated as Death Maiden. And the jury appreciates the greatly written non-linear narrative of the novel, which suggests a musical composition, the sensitive dark humor among the main heroine's painful experiences, and the courage of the young writer to present demanding text, depressive and sometimes even morbid motives.
On behalf of the Icelandic jury, it is my pleasure to reveal the name of the laureate for Iceland, Sigrún Pálsdóttir, for the book Delluferðin, Runaround. Delluferðin is a work of fiction that is both original and modern, but at the same time extremely accessible and entertaining, written by an author with a clear artistic vision and a strong command of form and style.
Ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed fellow writers, readers across Europe. On behalf of the Latvian National Jury, I have the honor to announce the winner of the European Union Prize in Literature from Latvia. And the winner is Laura Vinogradova and her novella Upe, The River. Have an exciting reading.
It is my pleasure to announce the name of the laureate for Malta. Lara Kalea, for her book, Kesirtu Kulunkim, You Have Destroyed Everything. The jury was impressed by Lara's ambitious and original literary treatment of her storytelling technique, successfully managing to deliver the narrative of her socio-political subject matter. Seamlessly, evocatively, and eloquently, with contagious pathos and striking simplicity.
As one of the 4 members of the Dutch jury for the European Union Prize for Literature, I have the great pleasure of revealing the name of the laureate for the Netherlands. We award the prize to Gerda Blees for her novel Wij zijn licht, We Are Light. It is an amazingly mature first novel, with no fewer than 25 different narrators. It is original, moving, rich, gripping from the first page to the last, and written with a great sense of humor. It deserves a large international readership.
It's my pleasure to reveal the name of the laureate for Portugal of EUPL, Frederico Pedreira, A Lição do Sonâmbulo, The Sleepwalker's Lesson. The jury was very impressed by the quality of his writing and the way the author uses fiction as a tool for autobiographical research.
It is my pleasure to reveal the name of the laureate for Serbia. It's the novel Zamalek by Dejan Tiago Stankovic. Jury was impressed by skillful linguistic imagination, whose plot takes place in Cairo, whose characters carry different national destinies that colored 20th century, and which in a deeply literary way concerns the Serbian reader. This novel, quite in line with Alexandria Quartet by Lawrence Darrell, a famous book, brings us today exceptionally powerful literary story. Congratulations.
And this year's European Union Prize for Literature for Slovenia goes to Čebelja družina, Bee Family by Anja Mugerli. Written in a timeless, gentle prose, these 7 short stories bring ancient traditions into the present to a solemnly beautiful effect.
I'm happy to reveal on behalf of the Swedish jury our Swedish winner of the European Union Prize for Literature, Maxim Grigoriev, and his novel Europa, Europe, that tells the story of the lives of exiled Russians in Paris. With this third novel, Grigoriev has brought something fresh and singular to Swedish literature, not the least with his portrait of the novel's main character, Nina, that is both striking and unforgettable.
It's my pleasure to reveal the name of the laureate for Tunisia, Amin Ben Hissa, also known by the pen name Amin Lghozzi, for the book Zindali Laylat 14 Janvi, Zindali, the night of January 14th. The jury was touched by the fragmented structure of this novel, which describes with much humor and poetry many scenes taking place in the streets of Sousse on the night of January 14th. A novel without a hero, which is the image of a revolution without a leader. It's a 21st century novel.